Hey guys, welcome to another session of Loadouts. This is for the 10-man trials, the Chamber of the Dragon of the Concealed Affection or whatever, so Nunki. Here's the team I went with. If you guys watched that trial video, make sure you guys check that out. Basically, Demon Rain was my feature there. Solo DPS would be like Hyo pushing Threshold, Demon Rain to be the finisher. But I'm going to quickly go through the gear. As you can see, some of the espers are not really thought out. There was no apparent reason for them. You really don't need Carbuncle on my Awakened Rain. The Demon Diablos on Hyo is for the Man-Eater. And Odin on Rain was for the high attack and for Dragon Killer. Because Nunki is hybrid between a dragon and a human. We're going to look into our Nicole here. And Nicole, as you saw, has Ifrit on. So, like, honestly, there's like there's no thought behind the other espers except the two. Alright, so this is the gear on my my Nicole. I think I've ran the exact same gear for the past, I don't know, like 3-4 10-man trials, just because there's no point in changing his build. This is my Awakened Rain. I did have to adjust him with the King's Armor we recently got from the Type 0 event, with that extra 20% status ailment protection, Ramses STMR. I'd use the Aquamarine and Water God the Amulet, Lucas TMR there. That's for my resistance. So as long as you cover like all the resistance at 100%, you're good. There's no debuffs, no imperils. It seems that seems like. And obviously all status ailment protection. I do have Renoa's STMR here for that status ailment protection with the elemental protection, Protector of Lapis for himself, and Thirst for Survival, and then Magic Sanctuary to really top off all the elemental resistance I needed. Lid here also hasn't been changed for my past, I don't know, several 10-man trial. Built for, like, you know, all worst case scenarios, but basically LB fill build. And so she can spam her LB once every 2 turns or 3 turns if necessary. Also Fina, been doing this for the past several ones as well, has not changed. She could be a good entruster, so that's why I built her with some LB. So Moonmaker, for example, for the LB buff. Bling Necklace for the HP and the LB fill rate passive. But basically Summer Whip here, she was only there for only one reason, really. It was to do all the elemental missions in one go, and I could swap her out. So we don't really need a healer for this one, as long as you keep the breaks up. Now Demon Rain is the one that was featured. I went with an Evasion Demon Rain. Technically, if you had him broken, you had the damage mitigation up, and you built him full attack, full defense build, he should work as well. But, you know, who doesn't like evading when you can? So I went with Invasion build here. Obviously, Rico's TMR, Protect Grappler, G3, perfect for an evasion true double hand unit because it has 40 flat attack. I went with Deathbringer because in Nunki's phase 2, when he or she becomes a dragon, has a 1000% dark weakness and fire weakness, which Rain can imbue himself with fire, but I ended up not being able to do it in time. But that's pretty much it. I need Gilgamesh's STMR. I need that high attack helmet. But two quick assaults, True Spirit of Freedom and Spirit of Freedom, for giving him 1374 attack, which is enough to kill Nunki, especially after buffing with Nicole and also using Zargaboth's Berserk Crest. Now, I was told in my practice run that don't use elemental, especially lightning elemental, especially on a Hyo or your damage dealers, because by phase 2, he's fully like 300%. Apparently, I think Head 2 was telling me that yesterday, 300% lightning resistance. So even if you have a debuff, it's not gonna really help. So Hyo, I still kept on Bahamut tier because of that damage variance. And for phase 1, all Hyo was doing was just like eating through the soft thresholds, and that way, or hard thresholds rather. That way we can get through it quicker. And so Bahamut tier, because it's my pretty beefed up, my strongest two-handed sword with that damage variance, is why I went with it. Dragon Killer plus on him. I could have given him like a Man-Eater plus on as well, but I didn't end up doing that. It wasn't exactly necessary. Zargaboth wasn't really there for much either. Like, none of his gear really mattered. All he needed to do was Dispel on phase 2 to dispel the buffs of Nunki, and then reapply the breaks with the Lid. And then Zargaboth used Berserk Crest just before you do your did my LB kill with Demon Rain here. So for those of you who may not know, is that Zarg's Berserk Crest does stack with buffs. So I think it's a 200%. Is it a 200% buff? I'm not quite sure. I'm asking the guys on stream. But whatever, if you guys know the actual numbers, I mean, it just makes your unit stronger, so you don't really need to know the exact percent. But what I did was use Nicole's LB to buff up range attack, and then Zarg's Zercrest on Rain, which he had 1374. By the time of Nicole's buff, LB buff, and also removes debuffs on Rain, he had about a 1700 attack. I think with Zerg's Crest, that buff should have gotten him to about maybe, I don't know, maybe 1900 attack. I'm assuming. I didn't actually click on it to see, but yeah, that one was a pretty fun one. Either way, watch the trial video because Demon Rain is awesome. He did, I think, like almost 3 million damage on his LB finish. I do have his LB potted because I was invested in him as a unit. He has a really good Fire Imperial. I think 104% Fire Imperial on his LB, and a pretty decent strength. It wasn't that good, but because of Nunki's 1000% Imperial to himself, it really made Demon Rain shine here. So anyways, I think that's it for this one. So again, like I said over and over, make sure you check out the trial video, and I'm going to end this here. If you guys have Discord, check out the Discord server, follow me on Twitter, and subscribe to YouTube if you haven't. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.